Today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that you can do to land a 6-figure job and one bonus tip that will change everything. So the top 5 things that you can do to land a 6-figure job today, number 1 is fix your resume. When you think about your resume, what this is a business card to your potential employer. Now we think about what your resume needs to say. You can think about your education, you think about your experience, you think about maybe your objective that you would like to achieve. But let me give you a different tip. You see, I've been in human resources for quite some time now. I've worked for some of the largest companies on the planet, and I'm currently an HR manager at a major corporation. And what I can say is from my experience, what your resume needs to say is, this is the person that is going to provide us with a solution to the questions that we have. You see, businesses look at their roles to fill as problems to solve. So what they're looking for are problem solvers. So if you tailor the language of your resume around solving problems, you'll stand out from the rest. Number 2, learn to interview as the problem solver. Become a peer and become a partner in the interview. When you think about doing an interview, you think about, okay, what questions are they going to ask me? How am I going to respond to those questions? Flip it. So when you think about an interview, think about it as you're already in a meeting, you're already working for that company, and now you're just talking to your peers. If they see you as a peer in the interview, the more likely to sign off on you when it comes to making the hiring decisions. So learn to interview as a problem solver. Number 3, research growth companies or companies that are building expansions, right? So you think about Austin, Texas. It's one of the hot job markets in the United States. When you think about what Austin looks like, they are a city of growth. You look at somebody like Samsung. Samsung has dedicated over $40 billion of funds to develop a new fabrication plant for the semiconductor market in Taylor, Texas. They're already in Austin, Texas, so this is an expansion. That would be an example. Okay, number 4, discover how to market yourself. Now, what I mean by this is not looking at LinkedIn. I'm not a fan of LinkedIn. Personally, I've landed some major jobs from some of the biggest companies in the world, and I don't use LinkedIn. I think that we should interview as if we are already working there, and we should answer questions like we are solving problems. So if you do that, you don't need LinkedIn. Now, it does help to network, and a lot of people on the internet are going to provide you with information about how to market yourself on LinkedIn. Nothing wrong with that. But I also think that there's another way of marketing yourself, and that comes down to how you present your package. And this means how you do your resume, how you respond to people, and how you can be perceived as a solver of problems. And number 5 is dress for success. Now, this may seem like common sense. Dress nice, wear a tie, wear a dress, do your makeup, do your hair. It's a little bit more than that. And what I mean by that is, let's look at it this way. If you're wearing nice clothes, that's fine, but you also want to present yourself as somebody that they could see in the office next to them every day. So think more business casual. I think that it's a mistake that a lot of people embrace when they look at a job interview as, I need to wear a suit and tie, or I need to wear my best pantsuit, or I need to wear my fanciest dress and the most amazing jewelry and earrings I have. That's not true. And in fact, that makes it, from an HR perspective, makes it seem like you're trying a little bit too hard. So come across a little easier. Tone down the outfit, make it business casual or business professional, depending on the type of role you're looking for. But also think about the company. Research the company, pull them up on the internet, pull them up on different job sites, go on Glassdoor, read what people say about the culture. Culture is everything. And if they're more of a laid-back culture, I can guarantee they're not going to care if you're wearing a tie or if you're wearing your best earrings. Now, number 6 is the bonus, right? This is the secret to standing out. And a lot of people are not talking about this one. This is it. Follow up the right way. Now, you're probably thinking, what does that mean, follow up? Follow up is the hidden secret from an HR perspective that separates candidates. When we're looking at bringing people into our organization, we are going through a litany of different tests that we feel that they need to pass, some consciously, some subconsciously. The subconscious ones would be, will they be a right fit? Will they fit in with a culture? The conscious ones will be, do they have the experience? Do they have similar type of situational experience from their previous roles that would allow them to fit well here? Will they hit the ground running? Is there going to be a steep learning curve? But the other piece to it is, do they follow up? So in other words, if you're doing a bunch of interviews and you've gone through 5, 6, maybe 7 interviews, I know for my last role for this HR manager job that I have now, I went through 10 interviews, right? So one thing that I did after every single stage, 10 times, I followed up with an email thanking that person. I also sent an email thanking the talent acquisition person, call that TA. I sent a email to them thanking them. I had a lovely time. I really appreciate, I've experienced so much from, or I've learned so much from the experience interviewing with this individual. Thank you so much in talent acquisition for setting this up and for facilitating this meeting. And also thank you to the person. I provided what I felt was appropriate responses, and I felt really good about it. Can't wait for the next step. They love to hear that, right? When I read things like that, it really makes me stand out. I remember one time I worked for a Fortune 200 company and we were doing a series of interviews. Now, we had interviews with a FBI agent, a former 20-year military veteran, and a person who spent the last 15 years working at a bank. When we interviewed all 3 of those, you figure ex-FBI agent, career military professional, and somebody who worked at a bank. You think, well, from an HR perspective, maybe that FBI person would be really good. They're good at reading people. Maybe they have good situational awareness. You think about the military person, they're probably good at taking orders. They probably understand hierarchy within an organization, especially within a matrixed environment. That would be positive, right? We went with the bank employee. And the reason why we did so is because the bank employee did all of the things that we just talked about. They had a fantastic resume that spoke to us. They interviewed as a problem solver. They researched our company and understood where we were growing and how they could fit in within that growth space. They marketed themselves really well. They dressed for success. They weren't too dressed up and they weren't too dressed down. They were able to find that middle ground, and then they followed up with that bonus. So, they really hit everything out of the park, and you know what? They ended up being a fantastic employee and a great teammate. So there you have it, guys. The top 5 things that you can do to land a 6-figure job and a bonus. Now, when we think about 6-figure job, you think, well, how are these things going to help me land a 6-figure job? What about something making $65, $75, maybe $85,000 a year? That's true. But this is what I meant about learn how to interview as a problem solver and learn how to market yourself. Look, we all want to make more money, right? We don't live so we can work. We work so we can live. So if you're going to do that, then try to maximize what you have from a skill set standpoint, and then be able to leverage that knowledge into a higher paying position. And don't think about, oh, I need to do this because this is what this type of role does. Say you want to be a project manager and you think, well, only way I'm going to get hired as a project manager is if I take project management classes, if I become certified as a project manager. That's not true. Some of the best project managers that I've ever worked with, from oil and gas companies to technology companies to pharmaceutical companies, haven't been certified as project managers. They've just been individuals who had the ability to multitask, to prioritize, to be able to manage their time, and they were really effective at being able to communicate the different steps that needed to be done within a project, and they were able to deliver on it. So when you think about how you can market yourself, that's what I mean. You don't need to focus necessarily on titles. What you need to focus on is skills. And then once you develop those skills, you may even decide, look, I've analyzed my background. I've analyzed and going through my resume and learning how to fix my resume and my online presence. I've created a resume geared towards specific types of roles because of the type of skills that I have. And if you can do that and pick your skills out and apply them to certain roles where you feel that might be a good fit, that's how you land a six-figure job. It's not necessarily about the title that you're seeking. It's about how your skills can solve their problems. So there you go, guys. If you like this content, go ahead and like and subscribe. I plan on doing these every single week, so come along and join me. I'll make sure you get where you want to go.